Hi, I'm Luke Sanders. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Seat Sheets. I'd just like to start by never mind. I'd just like to start by reminding you that we'll be selling to our customers will be the vendors and various kiosks throughout airports. So this means that we'll be selling our product at a wholesale price of $3.99. And we expect that our customers will then in turn sell it to the users, the travelers, at a marked up price of $5.99. So with expenses totaling up to $3.59 and a wholesale price of $3.99, this would leave Seat Sheets with a profit per unit of 40 cents. Here we see the yearly finance projections for Seat Sheets in the first 3 years after we hit the market. In the first year, we project that we'll be able to produce 49,200 units of Seat Sheets, giving us a total sales of $196,800. In the following year, year 2, we predict that we'll be able to produce 123,600 units of Seat Sheets. This will then in turn give us an estimated total sales of $196,164. Or no, excuse me, $480,164. Sorry, a lot of numbers. In our third year, we expect that we'll be able to produce 196,000 units of Seat Sheets. All of these projections are based on the concept that it'll take 6 to 9 months to reach a new targeted market, a new airport, therefore expanding our market, increasing demand, and in turn increasing sales. So with those 195,600 units of Seat Sheets, in our third year we'll take in a total sales of $780,444. So what does this mean for you, the investor? It means that we're asking for a total investment of $110,000. This will cover manufacturing, sales and marketing, administration and research and development, startup expenses, and working capital. You're probably wondering why it is that our startup expenses are so much higher than any other category, exactly double the second highest category. That's because it'll take us 3 months to produce a solid model and then an additional 6 months before we can gain clearance into various airports around the area. As for working capital, that'll be the money set aside that we'll need to operate if things don't go according to plan, which hopefully they never will, but you have to prep for the worst. On that note, I'd like to turn it back over to our CEO. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, if those numbers were not enough for you, we do not plan to stop at airlines. We want to take Seat Sheets worldwide, but not just on airplanes. This is a prevalent problem in movie theaters and airplanes. One of my colleagues, I won't say names, but his little sister went to a movie theater and got lice. Who wants to go home from watching Beauty and the Beast in the movies with their kid and have them scratching at their head? It's not too pretty. But this will skyrocket sales. Imagine everywhere you see, there's going to be a Seat Sheet. Everyone in this room will one day have a Seat Sheet. Now, I'm going to leave you with this in closing. I would like you to help us. Help us help the world become a healthier place. Thank you.
What's the fabric made of?
The fabric is a cheap biodegradable sheet-like material, and I do not know the name of it. That would be my no.
Oh no, we were just thinking about eco-friendly recyclable material. Maybe one day they might have recyclable water bottles that might feel like silk. We never know what's in the future.
Well, I work in healthcare. I spent all my life talking about infection control and making sure our patients go home healthy. You want to make sure nothing can come through this.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to cover up a problem, it's another thing to fix it.
Yes.
So my question, I started to think in the germs you're talking about. By the way, you scared the hell out of me. I'm going to fly out next week. That's going to be But what prevents the germs from coming around us?
We were hoping in the future to make a more expensive model that would have bacteria bactericide sprayed on it or like
Embedded.
embedded in the fabric somehow, but we would have to figure that out.
The only other comment I have is that I put this in colors. Believe it or not, people would like different colors.
Any other questions?
Where do you plan for the product to be manufactured? Abroad in the United States, it seemed like a pretty high cost of manufacturing compared to net profit.
Yeah, our production for the first year when we're selling to the Fort Myers Airport, we were planning on getting a cheap location somewhere in the United States, and we ourselves will be manufacturing, maybe hiring a few other people. That's the reason why it's so expensive compared to if we outsource to China or India or some other.
But we would like to outsource it
We would
eventually.
eventually,
Once
down
we
the
grow.
line.
And the reason it is so expensive is because in order for our product to make you money, we have to make it in bulk. Because selling one seat sheet probably will not do much to help pay off your investment that you've made. So we need to make hundreds of these. That way they go viral, much like the Snuggie did.
The number of meetings that you're going to produce, 49,000.
Yeah.
First, how did you come up with that?
All right, so we estimated that we would be able to produce 1,500 in the first month. Every month we would increase by 200 units every month. And then every 6 months we would jump another 2,000 units.
We would be hoping to get another airport on board
Another
by
airport every
6
6
months.
months. Therefore increasing by 2,000 units.
And what is the relationship between the production and sales? How many
Oh,
is
the
it?
production and the sales, we just multiplied the amount produced as hoping that we would be able to sell all the units produced, and then we multiplied that by $3.99.
And also, we conducted our very own survey where we asked over 80 of our own friends and family what their thoughts were and if they would purchase one of these. And 83.4%, well, that's kind of, there's not really 0.4% of people, but 83% of them said that they would be the first in line to buy this product. So we feel that as soon as they are out there, they're going to be taken right off the shelves.
You got Dave.
Leslie, great job. The entire team, you guys presented very well, very good communicators. Especially being first, so I know that's a little nerve-wracking. You did a great job. You did a great job starting out. That's how you need to start out. You need to first tell us what the problem is and how big the problem is and make us feel that pain. And you did that. Now you have our attention. Now we want to know the solution, right?
Yes.
So you guys did a great job describing that. When you get to the solution and the product, I had a couple questions. You know, when I look at it, it's not that attractive. So I'm assuming this is a prototype.
Yes.
Developed
Very much so. Very much so.
Your Bob's giving you some really good advice. The material is very important. He'd be a great partner for you to have. Make it more appealing to customers, either visually as well. There are some competition out there already, but I don't see people using these on planes, even your competitors. And so I was going to ask you, what are you going to do to try to get that user adoption that they haven't done? First, I know you're going to put them in stores and you're going to try to put them in kiosks, but they may be doing that too. What's going to be the hook that someone's going to say, oh, now I want that? Because I'm a germaphobe and you freaked me out. That's why I have this on here. But I don't see myself buying one and putting it on the planes every time I fly or the movie theaters, but I do think about it every time I go to these places, and there's something preventing me to do that because it's either just not easy or simple or something. So have you thought about how you're going to get user adoption?
Well, first of all, we have a very catchy name. And also, I think the main thing is that we need to start educating the public. There was a show, there was a clip on the Today Show Wednesday that talked about this. So this is becoming more and more prevalent. So I think as people see stuff like that, they're going to feel the need to buy a seat sheet. Because before walking into this room, how many of you guys knew exactly how dirty the seats were? Not many, but some of you did. But the thing is, ours is so cheap that if you see it, you're not going to be like, well, I don't really want to waste $50 on a seat sheet. But it's cheap, it has a catchy name, it's a prevalent issue, and we are also going to do advertisements online that will explain all that.
Well done.
Thank you. Wait, and before we end, Mr. Diamond, how have you enjoyed your seat sheet? Very comfortable. Okay, now we can